Hello, and welcome. It's me, Marls44, and welcome to another Vanguard Zero deck profile. Today, we're going to be checking out, one of the hot units, one of the hot new units coming into the set, Ashlei Reverse. So, yeah, there's a mixture of ways to run this deck. It's one of those more like flexible decks that you could easily like exchange a few cards for another card of this, another card of that, or change this unit to this unit instead, or something like that. But yeah, really strong deck, top tier deck here, because this deck is really powerful. With the Spirit Calling thinning out the deck, the Miranda getting you so much, everything. The retiring thanks to Ashlei Reverse as well. Who needs Blaster Blades when you could do it for free and Superior Call, right? Am I right? Right. And you get Miranda getting you shit. Like, oh my goodness. It's so good. I love it. I love this deck. So yeah. Let's hop right into it. So we got Ashlei Reverse. Unfortunately, I don't have an SP of her. Unfortunately. But we got Broken Heart Jewel Knight Ashlei Reverse. What she does is once per turn, counterblast 1 and lock 2 Jewel Knight rear guards. To retire one of your opponent's front row rear guards and call a Jewel Knight from your deck. Cross ride the normal Ashlei, Pure Heart Jewel Knight Ashlei, who we run 4 copies of. Wait, let's look at the prettier version. 4 copies of. God, that looks gorgeous. I wish I got more of those, but I wasn't playing too much when that actually came out. Actually, no, I think I should have gotten another copy. No, that's Ethics. I'm thinking of Ethics Buster. I should have gotten another copy. But yeah, we run 4 of those. Now for our heal triggers. Honestly, it depends. I run 4 Salome because I feel like if you don't get Ashlei Reverse, it's better to go into her. You could just say screw it and run 4 Julia. You could run like a mixture of 2 and 2. You can kind of choose between. But I prefer the 4 Salome because I just prefer having the backup ride, because she's still really strong. Like on the turn you break ride, it's a 3 crit coming your way. If you have to ride her early, you can use your self damager to be able to pressure like early on, and then ride into like Ashlei Reverse or whatever if you can get her. So yeah, there are a bunch of different ways that you can kind of utilize her, and it's why I like her over Julia, because you can abuse that crit early on if you manage to like get her. So with that, we also run 1 Camille, Sprout Jewel Knight Camille. What she does is limit break 4 at the start of the main phase, counterblast 1 to call a Jewel Knight from your deck. So she just thins out your deck a bit more. But her other skill is if you have 4 on Vanguard or rear guard, might I add you. If you have 4 or more Jewel Knight rear guards, abilities your units have are reduced by 1 card. And then its other skill when it's on Vanguard gets plus 3k and when it attacks a Vanguard until the end of battle. So that's really nice to have as a rear guard. I don't run it as the heal trigger because like you don't want to like always be calling it, but it could be a good heal trigger if you want to run that. The deck is pretty flexible if you want to run that as the heal trigger and then run like 1 Salome, because then you'll have her, costing, making stuff cost. You'll have her making stuff cost less. So like your Tilda will cost nothing, your Sybill will be like nothing. I know some decks run a few crits as well. I know some decks run like, I think it's 5 draw 4 crit. They might run it the other way, but I think it's 4 crit. But that definitely does work better with Julia, since Julia kind of relies on that a little more to get that like extra crit. But I prefer the 5. I prefer the 9 draw. I think it's much better for this deck in particular. But yeah, you could do this a number of ways. Honestly, like I've thought about bumping her up to 4 and knocking Salome down to 1, and then you could just like call her to rear guard, and if you have 4 more Jewel Knight rear guards, boom, easy. You could even run like a couple of them, but then your heal trigger changes, and that doesn't really work. If you run like 2 her, 2 Salome, and one of something else, then it works. But at that point, I feel like you're just fishing for too much. But anyways, yeah. So that's my grade 3 lineup. And we got 4 Banding Jewel Knight Miranda. During your turn, if your Vanguard is Ashlei, this unit gets plus 2k. So it's important to be on Ashlei, especially because of what this card does, which is its second skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is an Ashlei, one of your units gets plus 3k until end of turn. And then the second skill is, if your deck is all Jewel Knight, also look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and add a card to your hand. So that's why you can't play Blaster Blade, Liberator, Blaster Blade, normal Blaster Blade anymore, not Liberator. But it's crazy strong, gets your PGs to hand, get whatever other units you need to hand. And it's why I'm a little more easygoing on like some cards as well. Because she kind of like nets you things pretty easily. But yeah, she's very, very strong for that. And I mean, it's why you have to run pure Jewel Knight, but like it's a million times better to run this setup because, well, yeah, Miranda's just nuts. We got your 4 Tilda, just very solid. I'm still running 4 of her. Could bump it down to 3, honestly, because she's really only helpful on like at the beginning. But you want to try to get her for that counterblast, even though she's a little more useless later on. She's helpful for that counterblast to be able to get your Superior Call, and that's what's important. And to get that, you need the 4. So I keep it at 4. I keep it at 4 for now. And then we have 3 Tracie. So before I wasn't really running this card at all, but I decided to run it. She's just very handy because she's handy early on with the 12k, making your opponent like force it to boost, and also later on, you know, when you do your lock and kill one, sure, she goes down to 9k, but then she's back at 12k on your opponent's turn, and it can be really annoying for your opponent. Like, normal cards can't just hit it, they need to be boosted to hit her, which is really, really nice, and it's why I run her. I mean, unless they kill her, but it's why I run her, because it forces your opponent to have to boost for it, and it can affect some decks with like restanding and other stuff, and like Superior Calling, like Camille, for example. It can affect that a bit. You know, if you don't have Melissa, you weren't going to boost, but now she's in the way. Oh shit. Oh shit, right? It just affects those scenarios, and I find it's more worth to have her than not run her. Most decks still have like 9k rear guards, so she can still hit a rear guard easily. And then we have 2 Sybill, so just 2 of her because she's just very handy for your Superior Calls. I have thought about running 3, and that's what I would do. If I bump down to 3 Tilda, I'm going 3 Sybill. The reason being is, for one, this grade 3 Camille helps to make it so your counterblast costs less, but also because Ashlei only uses 1 counterblast, and usually you'll get to use her skill like twice or something, maybe 3 times, but you don't really counterblast like crazy. And it's very easy to just kind of be able to use Sybill's counterblast once. That's kind of why I run 2, because it's better just running her, and then, you know, if you have Tilda in the back row behind like Tracie or something, or even Miranda or something, on a turn where, you know, next turn you're going to break ride, Tilda can get you that Superior Call. So that's kind of why I stick with the 4 Tilda, 2 Sybill, but you can make it 3-3 if you want. Like, that's, yeah. That's why I run this lineup. And then we have your 4 Jewel Knight PGs, and we got 4 of your self-damagers. I was running a little less than that, but I found the 4 was much better, especially early on. If you ride Ashlei reverse first and you can't get the break ride, abuse it, and abuse Salome too. It's more so, yeah, it's more so for both. It just helps both in that scenario, so you don't have to rely on, like, if you don't get Ashlei, you're kind of in a bad situation. Now you can make the situation better too, and not just that, but if you go on reverse, as I said first, it's a lot better for that, because you can abuse that first, get your Miranda, get your cards that you need to your hand, and just abuse that factor. And then we have 3 Tracies. I still like having 3 of her because she's just very handy with that 10k beat. You could bump her down to like 2 if you want and like run 3 Alwains. Which what she does is remove an Ashlei from your drop zone to have one of your Ashlei get plus 5k until end of turn. Which is handy if you have Ashlei rearguard, or even just to boost your Vanguard to make sure like you can hit on your crazy turns. So you could switch out a Tracie for an Alwain. You could go either way, but with how much you superior call, honestly, I'm fine with this. The Tracie is just helpful for that 10k beat earlier on, and not just that, just in some scenarios I just find her a little more helpful. But Alwain, you could definitely put 3 of her into Tracie. It could go either way really, because in both instances, like, you superior call so much that you don't really have to worry about having 2 Tracie, and you don't have to worry about having 2 Alwain. So it's kind of just pick your poison. What do you prefer? And then our starter is Heloise. I didn't change it because I just didn't find the other starter that useful. I can see why she's useful, but for me personally, I didn't really like it because to me it felt like I had to put the card into Soul and basically call out another card, so I had to commit to calling something behind my Vanguard that I might be in a bad situation doing so, and it just would have been better not having her. And I find that Heloise is helpful for Salome and just other stuff, just like early on pressure. And I think that's, in my mind, it's a little more important. Okay, so what we're going to do here, honestly, I don't want to get rid of anything here. I like the Tilda for superior calling for Ashlei. The Tracie's nice, it can be the ride. Miranda's super helpful, and there's Ashlei, and there's a grade 1. Like, I'm just going to leave it. Might as well leave it. Oops. I didn't mean to hit that so hard. I might as well leave it, because I think that's good. Is this a VP farmer? Oh. I thought it was. Is this the card with yeah, it's the draw card. Okay. Not bad. Alright, we have Ashlei, so we're gonna ride you. I'm not really that worried because we have Ashlei, so we're gonna keep Tracie in hand. Nice thing is we can get some early pressure too. So I could get very aggressive with the deck, or it could be a little slower. A little hard on, a little difficult to tell what I want to do, honestly. I love how that Blaster Dark Revenger looks. I wish I tried to climb that season to get that. Okay, so does Miranda work? No, right, because you have to have Ashlei Vanguard. So we're gonna call Tracie. We're gonna call Tilda. So you might call Blaster Dark Revenger on this though. I was just thinking about, like, I could call Tracie and pressure no matter what. So he would kind of have to pick. Ooh, that's unfortunate. But yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is, like, I could trade the Alwain for Tracie. Like, I've thought about that. And honestly, like, that's something that I'm kind of like, I might just do after the deck, because I might change my mind after the deck profile with something like that. And same thing with Tilda and Sybill. I might change my mind. But I think it's more so the other. Okay, I flashed a PG right there. Let's go. Alright. Okay. No Blaster Dark. Fine. That's not a bad card to run, honestly. Okay. So, got some early pressure on us. So we're gonna ride Ashlei. Unfortunately, we have to ride this lame Ashlei. No offense, Ashlei, but I'm not huge on your original art. It's just me. It's just a me thing, man. It's just a me thing. See, right here we could just like net our Alwain. I don't really have a problem with that. Like, you just get it. Now we're gonna call Miranda, and then we're gonna have Tilda swing. Miranda's gonna swing, and then Ashley's gonna swing. And the reason I really like this too is because, like, Heloise helps with early on a lot. We're gonna get 3k, add the PG to hand. Perfect. We don't have an Ashlei reverse, actually, so that might have been better adding her to hand, but I have another Miranda, and I got a heal. Alright, let's go. It was more so because I had another Miranda. I thought about it, and I'm like, right, it's because I have another Miranda that I have another chance to kind of get it. And I'm sure there'll be other instances. But then also, if I pulled a heal like that, I'm sitting pretty. Sucks that he had to ride Raging form, though, but it's okay. I'll take it. Sucks for him, not for me. So we have a PG. He doesn't have any Blaster Dark Revengers right now, it seems, because I mean, he might be saving them for later, but with the unflips, I don't imagine he would. I imagine he would try to nail off a back row. You never know. No, that was a draw trick. How many draws is that before? I popped like 1. Which is my Vanguard. Oh, speak it. There's Ashlei reverse. Sweet, we don't need to use Miranda for that. Awesome. Alright, we can skip a right phase. Do we want to call Ashlei? Or do I want to call Tracie here? Because this is the instance where I could. Alright, I think I'm going to go with Ashlei. We'll just have it swing. Swing. And then Miranda will hit the Vanguard so I can get what I want. And then we'll swing. Couldn't have another PG too. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know, give power to whoever. Oh! Oh, the PG's coming to me! I mean that's why Miranda's just so strong though. Because she can keep doing that. And then also just the fact of like, you can have PGs in hand. This is why Miranda is so good. Miranda makes this deck top tier. Without her, it's not top tier. I mean, he's gonna kill 3, isn't he? He's gonna kill either Dornt behind and the 2 front rows, or Masquerade and the 2 front rows. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was thinking. Alright, he might have a Blast Dark Revenger and call. Yup, and then he's gonna kill Miranda. Get 4 hits off. It's gonna pop a PG. Or it should. He didn't get a Superior Call or anything. But like with Mordred Phantoms, so he can't be running 10k, not bad. 10k isn't a bad choice. If I pull a trigger though, okay, no. That can still hit me then. But if I pull a trigger here, that's bad for him. No, okay. That's okay. I have PGs, so I'm fine. 2 PGs, yo, those PGs just saved me. But this is just why Miranda's so powerful. Second check. Heal. Alright, that's a lot of heals. He lost all of them. Alright, so he did check a PG earlier. Yes, let's go. Okay, we're gonna break ride. Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at that. Okay, so we're just gonna call you. We don't need the self-damagers. I don't know what I want to do here. Okay, I think what we do... Can't activate my skill? No. I think what we do... Deactivate this. We're gonna lock you. And... you. No! I should have locked the other one. That's okay. It doesn't really matter either way, actually. You're called Miranda. Maybe it can get me another PG. Unfortunately, I don't have another grade 2 in hand, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm gonna swing with you. Miranda's gonna swing, net me a card. Oh, hair in my eye, sorry. Just grab myself the Tracie. She's there. Would have been nice to have earlier, honestly. Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate. I think I lose here. I think I just flat lose here. It depends. I don't know if he has enough cards to restand, to be honest, but he gets 2 swings. I'd have to pull a heal. I have 2 heals left in deck. I've cycled a lot, so I might live, but it's a tricky one. And if he has Blaster Dark Revenger and, like, Dorant and kills Miranda, I'm probably definitely screwed. No. It's just another Tartu. Okay. Not gonna use her skill. Yeah, makes sense. PG pops. PG form swings. He might even have another rating form in his hand, which would screw me completely. There's another PG. It could be the same one from earlier, or it could be a different one, because, yeah. Alright, that's unfortunate. That's just unfortunate, but, I played the deck well, it's just... It just sucked. I didn't really have any grade 2s there, honestly. Like, I can't really do much about that when you get in situations like that. I remember, in my opinion, as I said for my tier list, I think Revengers is the best deck of set 15 still. I think Liberators is like right behind it. Every time you get a nice hand when you're up against the VP farmer. I mean, it's unfortunate I didn't have a PG or Miranda. So maybe that was better safe than sorry, but I got a PG. I didn't get Miranda though. I got a PG at least. It's okay. We'll fix it. This time we're fighting a person, I'm sure. Another Revenger fight. Alright, we're gonna put you back, you back. We'll put those 2 back. Miranda, awesome. Sucks that we don't have a Tilda though, but we could have a Tilda. This is the Ashlei reverse turn. So yeah, I've thought about running, as I was saying like earlier, in the deck. Oh, that's okay. With all the damage on flipping, it's not a horrible choice. But, I've, thought about running the, 4 copies. So, I'm still thinking about, like, whether or not I should run 4 copies of that one Jewel Knight that lets your counterblast cost 1 less. You have 4 or more. But you have to have 4 or more, and I think that's kind of the thing. You commit too much. So, like, it really only helps, like, later on when you can kind of put that commitment in. And I think that's why. I think that's why I was like, oh yeah, right. Yeah, no, just run 1. Just one run. It's better to go with the slow. Especially, like, if you could pressure early, you know? Because the bum rushing early can win games. Alright, got the heal. Awesome. That's lucky, but finally have something. Awesome, we got the 2 good-looking Ashleys. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna call you. So I could commit a lot, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just gonna call the other Tracie. We're gonna swing. Unfortunate that we can't use her. It's just RNG right there. Saying no. Second Miranda though. That's big. I don't have a PG in hand though. So it'll be really nice to get that. Blaster Dark Spirit, not a bad choice to be honest. That's actually a pretty good choice because, you know, Mordred Phantom can Spirit Call it, you just counterblast 1. Although with Dorant, it's pretty much a counterblast 1 with Blaster Dark Revenger. So he's kind of worth either way. Okay. He's very push heavy, as I could tell. Draw. Ooh, Ashlei reverse. Okay. I'm missing some PGs. I kind of need those, man. I kind of need those. Let's ride our beautiful Ashlei. I didn't mean to skip that. I'm so sorry. Alright, we're not going to call both Mirandas. You know, this is the situation I would call Tilda behind the Miranda, to be honest. So I can get that Spirit Call. We could either call the Ashlei or the Tracie. I'm actually going to go with Ashlei. Run is that. Swing at that. Power that up. Add the PG to hand. Thank you. And then you swing. Unfortunately, we don't have a second grade 2 rearguard, which kind of sucks because Raging Form can be kind of scary here, and I actually could have just screwed myself over thinking about it, because of last game, Blaster Dark Revenger came in, slapped Miranda, and this time he has Mordred Phantom, so it could just... Okay, it's not Raging Form, so we're safe, but he's definitely going to call a Blaster Dark Revenger, get an unflip, then retire, or retire, then unflip. He might kill Tilda. It'd be smart to kill Tilda, actually. Hard. I'm fighting the fucking best deck in the game. But it's okay. I think I can win this one. I don't know if he wanted to Raging Form right away. I mean, look at my hand size. He might have decided it is probably better not to. Okay, he went for Miranda, so he's gonna pressure more. I'm gonna get the easy counterblast with... So what we're gonna do next turn is I get the counterblast with Tilda. We're gonna call something behind Tilda. We're gonna move Ashlei back. Miranda's going in the front, and then I'm gonna lock the Ashlei back here and Heloise. That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna work beautifully. Awesome. And I'll be able to possibly grab another Peachy. Okay, this time we're gonna watch it. We got to watch the other Ashlei one when like normal Ashlei came in, but yeah. Oh right, there's actually Reverse's skill. That's okay. Okay, so you know what? We'll call it Tracie here, and we'll just say screw it. We're just gonna retire that Ashlei. It was helpful, but we can get rid of it now. Ooh, wait. I just screwed that up, actually. Because... Yeah, I screwed that up. That's okay. Because I have to activate this, right? So we're going to lock these two. I guess it's not that bad. We get to thin out the deck more. What do I want to call, though? Honestly, Tilda's kind of useless, so... Oh, actually, you know what? Here. We're going to call Tracie. I'm just going to be annoying. I made a mistake there, unfortunately, but it's okay. And then we're just going to have Tracie swing. You swing. Straw triggers they keep getting. And another one to hand. Not a PG, unfortunate. That sucks. Yeah. Alright. That's unfortunate. I didn't realize for a second there. I was like, crap. Okay, there's Raging Form, and that's really bad because now he's gonna get Blaster Dark. He's gonna kill the Tracie since it's a 12k. I mean, either way, he's probably fine to kill whichever. 2 grade 3s in hand, yeah. Yeah, it's looking bad for me. It's looking bad for me. That sucks. Both games I'm up against the deck that kind of just... It beats me in the retiring... Wait. Oh, okay. He had it in hand, that's why. It beats me in the retiring spot, and it beats me with the pressure. Because, like, restanding Vanguard and everything, it's a lot harder to fight a deck like this. With Jewel Knights, I find. Because it just beats me in every way. It has a restanding Vanguard, and... Yeah... That's not gonna matter. I'm still getting whacked. I mean, it depends, actually. How many That's a lot of triggers you use, sir. Wait, you're not boosting? Oh, right. Power up when it attacks a Vanguard, so it doesn't matter, it still hits me. And I have the other two in hand. It's over. Yo. He almost saved me, but it's okay. I feel like I kind of showed off how to play the deck, but it's hard fighting something like Revengers because Revengers just kills you. It just kills Jewel Knights. Like, the retiring is better because of Blaster Dark and being able to unflip and other stuff. Like, sure, you get to cycle, like, you get to thin out the deck, and that's probably why I pulled out that heal trigger. That's definitely why I pulled the heal trigger at the end there. But but it superior calls just as much. It has the extra draws. It has a restanding Vanguard. Like, it has a lot, and I think it's another VP farmer. I think it is. Also, clever joke, haha. Cannot tell you how many things I run into when doing these recordings sometimes that I have to keep stopping. Because I have to stop because people are VP farming, or some scenarios where people seem to be VP farming, and they're not. And I'm like, oh, you bitches. Okay, here... It's hard to tell whether or not I should put both Sybils back, but I think I will. Okay. Yeah, no, I was fine doing that. I was like, okay, I kind of need a grade 3. I'm fighting Liberators. Another one of the best decks in the game. While Ashlei Reverse is good, shit at the same time. Oh boy, this is gonna be kind of scary. Alright. Ride. Attack. Okay, we got our Ashlei Reverse. Awesome. Got a grade 3 at least. What else do I have? It's just a bunch of grade 2s and then a grade 3 and a grade 1. Alright, so what we can do here is if I don't get another grade 3, what we'll do is I'll get Tilda to Superior Call a self-damager, unless I'm at 4 damage, or, you know, unless I heal as well. Because then I won't need the self-damager. But I'm at 2 damage now, so I might hit 4 damage before I hit the grade, yeah. Alright, we're gonna... You know what? We're gonna ride Sybill. I'm not gonna use her skill. We're gonna call the Tilda behind. Call the Tilda behind. This is a bit of a risky play, but we're gonna get superior calls. We're gonna punish for calling that Barco alone. We're gonna get superior calls next turn, so it's not that bad that we called the Tracie. Now we're gonna make him commit to more because Tracie's in the way. Or, you know, use up a Blaster Blade counter blast for that or something. We're just gonna make it so it's a little harder. Do we need Miranda? Or, yeah, or Balin Blaster Blade. Okay, you're gonna choose Tilda, that's fine. I'd honestly rather that, because then it just means, like, next turn. Oh, God! What the? That works. Kill the Tilda, and then it's back to 9k. Oh my god. So pressure heavy. Holy crap. This is super duper pressure heavy. Running this card. Not bad. Because it's generally what you run anyway. I can't remember. What do I run again? I don't remember. Okay, now it's a debate whether or not I want to ride Ashlei or not. I have a PG in hand. I have Tracie. But, like, it's an easy slap down a Blaster Blade to try to kill me. I think I think I'm fine with Ashlei, because I have Tilda as well. So, we're gonna go into Ashlei. Tilda's effect goes off. We're gonna Superior Call... What do we have in hand? We have Alwain in hand. Okay, so we can Superior Call a Tracie. I'm just trying to make sure I have one of them. Pretty much at all times. So Blaster Blade can possibly, like, just retire something and screw me up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna call that. So now he can't just retire something to stop me. We could totally just pressure right here. But if we give him Break Ride, he's gonna be able to get Blaster Blade to hand. And we're not, I'd say we don't want that just yet, especially because we're kind of a disadvantage. I'd rather not get pushed backed up into a corner, especially with Garmor. I'd rather wait, leave him at 3 damage, let him throw out more, commit some more, because he only had 1 card in hand. That means he has a PG, but that means we can break right into Ashlei Reverse and pressure. And he might even not have a PG, he might just be bluffing, but we can kind of just like pressure like this. So, that's kind of what I'm going to do. What have I seen? Okay, there's a PG. Obviously, he only has at least... He probably has one in hand. He might have two. Okay, we got a second one. That's kind of why I waited as well. Alright, we're going to break red now. So, break red. Hopefully, it's not Garmor in hand, because that makes it harder for Ashlei. Zenith makes it harder too in this situation, though, because I only have two people. So that kind of sucks. But, yeah. I'm probably going to retire either one of these, but let's just call Alwain, because why not? Just thins out the deck a bit. Yeah. So we're going to limit break. Lock. Kill. That's fine. What do we have in hand? We have Miranda. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna Superior Call Tilda. Do I want Miranda in the column alone? Honestly, it doesn't really matter where I call Miranda, so and where I call Tilda at this point. It just matters that I get them on the field. And then we're gonna swing. We're gonna have Miranda swing. Iseult Scissors is pretty good. I know some decks run it because like, okay, sweet, we got a Miranda in hand. Probably gonna pop the PG. Oh, there's a PG showing. Oh, and we got a heal. Okay, we're fine. We're safe. We're safe. Yeah, there's a PG pop. Yeah, people run Iseult Scissors instead of, I know in my Liberator deck, I don't think I had Iseult Scissors there, but I thought I heard about it later on about running Iseult Scissors as that one copy instead of that like extra break ride instead of this card, and the reason is because it stops Link Joker, so it will just help this deck stop Link Joker. And, I mean, you Spirit Call and like get so much that it works very well. I don't think I've seen a Liberator deck that didn't need that, but that's fine. I have two PGs in hand, so I didn't really need it. But honestly, I'll take it because it just makes things a lot easier and better for me. Actually, now that I just noticed, he boosted Blaster Blade, so now he can't hit me. I mean, either way, he couldn't hit me because I got at the trigger, too. So that's unfortunate for him. We're just gonna limit break. I think it's probably over for him. He called out a lot, committed a lot, and honestly, it's hurting him. We're gonna grab Tracie. Actually, I probably could have grabbed Ashlei there, but we're gonna use her skill here. I'm gonna use it again for insurance. Like, one card in hand, that's definitely a freaking PG. Oh, that's my bad. I didn't mean to do that. It's okay. I meant to swing with this and then swing with the next card. That's my fault. That's what I was gonna do, and then Miranda was gonna swing like later, but that's an accident, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Pay it off. I didn't think it was gonna be PG, anyways. Honestly. Like, it was one card in hand that he was holding, but it seemed as more of like a bluff, especially with how many cards he was checking. And the top card was a PG too. So that was like two cards that were PGs. There was shuffling, but yeah. That was a bit, a little bit unsatisfying, but I think you have the gist of how you kind of play the deck. Like, unfortunately, all the matches just didn't go that well. Like, they didn't go horrible, but the Revengers just outclassed me. I did my best, but they outclassed me. And then this one, he just kind of like bum rushed me, and it didn't pay off, as you could tell. It did not pay off at all. I just kind of beat him up. But that's pretty much how you play the deck. The deck is pretty simple to play. I didn't mean to swing with that Miranda there, as I said, by itself. I kind of meant to hold it and wait, because if I get a double trigger, then I can hit it, right? But what I could have also done was call Ashlei to that open column and given one of the Ashleys plus 5k and call Miranda to the column with Alwain in it. Because then I could have given both Ashleys plus 5k, but if he got a trigger, it was more of a concern, right? So I kind of went with the fact of like, no trigger, but then that made me have to get two triggers either way if he got a trigger, so it's kind of like, either way, I think the play I made was probably the wrong play. I probably should have called Ashlei on the rear guard, the empty rear guard with the lock card behind it, and had Miranda in the other one, and then boost both Ashleys by 5k. That's probably what I should have done, or just boost. Actually, what would have worked the best is boost the rear guard Ashlei plus double 5k, because then the normal one is 13k. So the Vanguard swings, which is 13k, hits. If he gets a trigger, that's fine, because my rear guard Ashlei has plus 10k, and the other column, because I got a trigger. Thank you, phone. Because I got a trigger, goes above 21k as well. So now both columns can hit. So that's what I should have done in that situation. Ashlei in the rear guard behind the lock card, power it up twice with Alwain, and then Miranda in the other column, and have my Vanguard swing first. That's what I should have done. Miranda netted me something, but honestly, I think it was more worth it, especially with one card in hand. There's just these little things I keep noticing after my games, and I'm like, I need to talk about them. Because it's hard. It's hard to go off of it until it kind of like happens, and there's always information that you kind of miss. So yeah, but that was the Ashlei reverse deck profile. I wish it could have been better, but I mean, it's such a simple deck, and like, I just feel it does have some issues in some certain areas, and it's why I think that it will drop to high tier within the next set or two. All right, well, that's it for the deck, as I said. So let me know what. Oops, my bad. Let me know what you guys run in your deck, and like, if you want to share whatever you think about like Ashlei reverse, like where, you know, you think it is, if it's top tier or high tier from the get-go. I definitely think it's fallen from when it first came out earlier this month, a bit in top tier. Like, I think it was much higher up. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will catch you guys in the next one.